In this video we're going to learn how to simplify algebraic fractions. To begin with, we're going to simplify by cancelling down. If I have a fraction like 3 over 12, to simplify I would just notice that 3 is a factor of 3, obviously, and 3 is a factor of 12. So I could divide the top and the bottom of the fraction by 3, which will cancel me down to 1 over 4. I could also think about this just by a different notation. I could just say 3 goes into itself once, 3 goes into 12 4 times, I've got 1 over 4. And we can simplify the algebraic fractions in the same way. We just need to remember that if I have, say, x to the 5 divided by x to the 3, it's going to be x to the 2 because you subtract the powers. So in example A, I've got 12 a to the 5 b to the 4 over 3 a to the 8 b squared. What I'm going to do first is say that 3 goes into 12 4 times, 3 goes into itself once, a to the 5 over a to the 8 is going to cancel, so I can basically divide top and bottom by a to the 5. That will cancel a to the 8 to a to the power of 3. B to the 4 and b squared, I can divide both by b squared to give me b squared over 1, and then neatening everything up, I've got 4b squared over a cubed. In part B, I've got 9x minus 4 cubed, so that's 9 lots of x minus 4 cubed, over 3x minus 4. I know that x minus 4 is a common factor, so I can divide top and bottom by x minus 4. But I also know that 3 goes into 9 3 times, and 3 goes into itself once. I can now divide top and bottom by x minus 4, which will give me x minus 4 squared on the top, so I could just get rid of the 3 and call it a 2. So I have 3x minus 4 squared over 1, which just works out as 3x minus 4 squared. Here are some practice questions for you to try. Please pause the video now, and when you're ready to go through the answers, press play. Let's go through the answers. In question A, I've got 18 over 6, first of all. I can divide top and bottom, or numerator and denominator, by the common factor of 6. 18 divided by 6 is 3, 18, and then 6 divided by 6 is 1. I have an x cubed and an x to the 4 on numerator and denominator. I divide the numerator and denominator by x cubed. That will give me 1 on the x cubed, and x to the 4 divided by x to the 3 is just x to the power of 1. I have y to the 4 over y to the power of 3. Dividing top and bottom by the common factor of y cubed will give me 1 on the bottom and just y on the top, or y to the 1 if you like. This works out to be 3y over x. In B, I know that 10 goes into 20 twice, 10 goes into itself once. I can divide top and bottom by x plus 3 cubed. On the top, that will give me x plus 3 squared, because if I have 5 take away 3, I get 2. And on the bottom, x plus 3 cubed divided by x plus 3 cubed is 1. This will give me a final answer of 2x plus 3 squared. Finally, in C, I can divide top and bottom first of all by 5. That will give me 1 over 2. I can divide the top and the bottom by x plus 4, or I can just notice that they'll cancel out. I can divide top and bottom by x minus 2, which will give me x minus 2 squared on the top and just 1 on the bottom. Just neatening up, this is now x minus 2 squared over 2. You may need to factorize an expression before simplifying. In the first example here, we have x squared minus 9 over 4x minus 12. We can factorize the denominator by taking out a factor of 4, which will give us 4 bracket x minus 3. On the numerator, we need to remember the difference of two squares. We have x squared minus 9, so we have x squared take away a square number, Remembering our difference of two squares, this will give us two brackets, and we will have the square root of 9, which is 3, in each of them, but there's a minus and a plus, so we have x minus 3, x plus 3. And we notice that the x minus 3 will cancel on the top and the bottom. So we have x plus 3 over 4. The second example, we need to factorize the quadratic on the top. So we need a pair of numbers that will multiply to give minus 8 and add to give 2. That's going to have to be minus 4 and plus 2. So we have x minus 4 and, oh, does that work? That doesn't work. X minus 2, sorry, and x plus 4. And we can then divide the top and the bottom by x minus 2. So on the top we just have 1, and on the bottom we just have x minus 2. This gives us x plus 4 over x minus 2. Finally, in C, we can factorize the bottom first. Take out a factor of 3, we get 3 bracket x minus 2. On the top, we have a slightly more difficult quadratic to factorize. One method of factorizing the quadratic is to multiply the coefficient of x squared times the constant, as we've done. 4 times minus 2 is minus 8. We need a pair of numbers that will multiply to give minus 8 and add to give minus 7. The obvious candidates are minus 8 and plus 1. So, and those numbers then split up the minus 7. So instead of writing 4x squared minus 7x minus 2, we write 4x squared minus 8x plus 1x, or just plus x, minus 2. We've effectively split up that minus 7 into two parts. And we then factorize. So we factorize twice. 4x squared minus 8x, I can take out a factor of 4x. I get x minus 2. And then we simply have plus x minus 2. We then take out a factor of x minus 2, and we get x minus 2 times 4x plus 1. Right? X minus 2 times 4x, and then x minus 2 plus 1. X minus 2 on its own gives you the plus 1. So we have on the top x minus 2, 4x plus 1, and we should notice that the x minus 2 terms will cancel out, giving us a final answer of 4x plus 1 over 3. Here are some practice questions for you to try. Please pause the video now and have a go, and when you're ready for the answers, press play. Here are the answers.